Hello, I'm Mark Hammett, minister of the Weber Road Church of Christ in Corpus Christi, Texas. It's a beautiful city, a little hot this time of the year, but if you're ever in our area for any reason, if you're on vacation, if you're traveling through, if you're here for training of some type, if you're here on business, whatever the reason you come to Corpus, if you're here on a Sunday or a Wednesday, we'd love to have you visit with us. And if you live in our community, we'd love to be able to talk to you a little bit about the church, about God and salvation and the Bible. If you have any questions, we'd love to be able to answer those questions for you to the best of our ability. So contact us, please. For our daily devotional and Bible reading today, whether it's in the morning or night, whenever you might be listening, we'll be in Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8 is where we'll be reading from in just a few moments. I'll be reading from the English Standard Version, but any version is good. There's a story from a nursing home in the southern United States where some residents of that home were discussing their ailments, as you often do as you get a little bit older. "My arms are so weak I can hardly lift this cup of coffee," said the first. "Yes," one said, "my cataracts are so bad I can't even see my coffee." Another one replied. "I can't turn my head because the arthritis in my neck is just so bad," said a third, at which several of them nodded weakly. "My blood pressure pills make me dizzy," said another. "I guess that's the price we pay for getting old," winced one of the older men. Well, there was a general agreement and a short moment of silence ensued. "Well, it's not that bad," said one woman cheerfully. "Thank the Lord we can all still drive." You know, you think about as we get older, we often have those ailments that come with age. And sometimes all you can do is laugh about it. I know sometimes it's nothing to laugh about, but sometimes a little bit of humor that's involved in our life, it helps us to get over the difficulties. And so often, even doctors say that a little bit of laughter in life can help us tremendously to cope with the many difficulties that we may face. Let's go ahead and read from Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8, starting in verse 18. And we'll read to verse 30. Romans 8, 18 through 30. "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us. For the creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. For the creation was subjected to futility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it in hope, that the creation itself will be set free from its bondage to corruption and obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation has been groaning together in the pains of childbirth until now. And not only the creation, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly as we wait eagerly for adoption as sons, the redemption of our bodies. For in this hope we were saved. Now hope that is seen is not hope. For who hopes for what he sees? But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience. Likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness, for we do not know what to pray for as we ought. But the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And he who searches hearts knows what is in the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for the saints according to the will of God. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose. For those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, in order that he might be the firstborn among many brothers. And those whom he predestined, he also called. And those whom he called, he also justified. And those whom he justified, he also glorified. Realize that we have a great and awesome God. And this is just one of those passages that remind us about the provision that God has made for each one of us. And we can look forward to the hope, the expectation of a reward given to us by God himself. We won't be complaining then. We'll have nothing to worry about, to stress about. We won't have anything that that ails us. It'll be a perfect reward for being faithful to God. And as I always close, I hope you don't take it for granted. May the Lord bless you richly as you seek to follow His will.